Joining me now is A.S. Ponnanna, Congress MLA and legal advisor to the Karnataka Chief Minister. Sir, thanks very much for joining us. There are multiple reports here. On the one hand, the Justice Kuna report before the Cabinet, then the status report filed by the government before the High Court. There are also arguments of the government in the CAT case. That's the one challenging the suspension of the IPS officers. In all these, the effort seems to be to pin the blame on the RCB, even Virat Kohli, the KSCA and the police officers, while the political leadership seems to have taken no responsibility at all.
You see, there are three things to this. Firstly, what is happening in the court is with regard to the suspension of one of the IPS officers, who was an additional commissioner of the Bengaluru City Police. The report of Justice Kuna is a one-man judicial commission of inquiry under the Commission of Inquiry Act. Then we also had a magisterial inquiry. We also have two FIRs where RCB, KSCA, DNA have been named as accused. CID is investigating these matters. So there is different dynamics, different angles to this incident, starting with who do we attribute the negligence to? How did the incident happen? What are the future course correction that is required by the agencies? And then whether there is any culpable act by any of these persons. Now, very clearly, it may suit, TRP, it may suit the opposition to make this a political issue. But not everything is political. So let's get some things clear here. Firstly, RCB is the franchisee that won the IPL. They wanted to celebrate. Why do they want to celebrate? It's not a real celebration in the sense. They want to celebrate so that their ratings, their valuation, their team goes up. Because huge people are going to gather. KSCI is the location where this whole celebration takes place. DNA is the in-between mediatory agency. Police are the ones who are supposed to man and provide security, ensure that such assemblies take place well within law and order limits, make sure nobody gets hurt, make sure nobody dies, which is the last of the things that anybody wants to happen. So these are the stakeholders. Now, immediately when something like this happens, obviously opposition jumps in, then a lot of people jump into the bandwagon, point fingers at the government. It may all look good. But the point remains that you see facts are very cold.
Right.
So the cold facts are that the government has nothing to do with this celebration. The government has nothing to do with the KSCA. The government has nothing to do with the RC. Suspension of the police officer. Now, one of them is in court. We are justifying the act of suspension under the law, the All India Service Rules, suspension, disciplinary rules, XYZ. Our lawyers are doing their job in the court. So the court, there is another matter in the court, which is the public interest litigation. We were asked to file a status report by the Honorable Chief Justice, who was dealing with this matter. Right. We did so. We did so in a sealed cover because we said that there is a commission of inquiry. We don't want that commission of inquiry's proceedings to be jeopardized in any way. Therefore, we filed it in sealed cover. Court has now told us you give it to the other side. So right. we will do that. So this is the reality. But you see, it may not suit the people's palate. It may not suit the public palate. But the fact remains that the government has nothing to do with this.
But sir, ultimately the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister were also part of this celebration. Many would say that they were also keen to take credit and be on stage with the winning team. As those who have vast political experience, and you have one of them, can you explain to us if you think all of this was done in a sense of hurry? Because there are questions that remain on why they did not stop this event.
They are not the ones who will permit the event. They are not the ones who will stop the event. Now, participation in a cricket match, participation in some program, you can't hold people who participate liable for this. There is no vicarious liability in such incidents. Liability is direct and straight to the people who are responsible for what has happened. No. Now, who was to man the gates? No. Who was to man the public entry? Who was to provide access, ingress, egress? No, these are the people who are responsible. Not people who sit in the stadium, not people who participate in the proceedings, isn't it? Now now very importantly, today the court proceedings, I don't know if you have watched, our council for the state government has been able to pinpointedly show why the police are directly responsible for this incident, whether for whatever has happened or whether, they did not discharge their duties is another aspect of matter.
Right.
Now, we cannot perhaps hold somebody directly liable for a death. But the fact is, you are
Okay.
supposed to do certain things in a particular manner. You do that job or you face the
Okay.
consequences. Yeah.
But sir, the government seems to be pointing fingers at even Virat Kohli, who was just part of the celebrations.
No, you see, in the course of our arguments and while filing the status report, what we have said is that RCB, Royal Challengers Bangalore, through its most famous personality, Virat Kohli, has tweeted asking people to participate in large numbers. And this tweet has gone at 7 o'clock in the morning of the day of the event, when they specifically knew that they did not have the permission to go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Punana, for joining us with those details.